gotta start all over again. Let me do this.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio.
We in motion, y'all. We good. Everything good. Everything good. All right. Let's make it pop.
To start your show now. Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting now.
All right. Yeah. This is going to be brief. I don't know if I'll make it for the other 2 hours, but I see that we gotta go. Yo, it's time for the DG show, the Daily Go Getterism. I do this thing and I don't smoke the ism, but I make sure that I play still the split. No maybes, once a if. Let's do this. My name is Sun75. I do things my way, and I don't care what the next man say. My day is coming up, roses and flowers. Everything that we do goes for 2 hours. Sometimes it only goes for an hour and a half, or maybe an hour, maybe and a half. I take a bath and clean out the closet, do what I gotta do. Every day I'm coming through, talking to you. So what's the deal? How do you feel? How was your day? Yo, let's talk about a little something. I say, yo, what is America going to do now? The election's over, so now we gotta be down with each other. Yo, we got a lot to talk about, but are we in tune with each other? Are we still brothers? Maybe yes, maybe no. I'm going to see exactly the way that it might go. We might toe the line, still find another common ground. Yo, me and you, can we hang around? I ain't really trying to be your friend if you trying to be my enemy. You used to be your friend and I used to build building blocks just like Tinker Toys. Yo, you understand? I got to get my shine, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to get mine. Okay. All right. I gotta make sure that I'm coming on through so you can hear me loud and clear coming through to you. So what we gonna do? Got a lot to talk about tonight. 1, 2, 3, you and me. +1. We gonna do this thing. Yeah, we started there too. We do these things, and then me and you, and I'm take it to the block, and we free, he, who, front. Yeah, get smoked like blunts, but we put it out. Yo, put your lighter away. Let's have something to say. Tonight on the Daily Go Getterism show, we are talking about what are you gonna do now? What are you Americans gonna do now? What are you Americans gonna do now? All right. The election is over. Over like Rover. It's all the way over too. Hold on. Oh, yep. All right. The election is all the way over. We had a lot to talk about in the past few months. A lot went on. You know, we went back and forth with each other. We agreed with with each other. We disagreed heavily on each other. Some people got blocked. Some people got unfriended. Some people got unfollowed. All kinds of stuff. And these aren't even social media people. We talking about people that we knew. There were a whole lot of discussions going on, a lot of non-friendly behavior, almost enemy-like behavior. But now that the election is over, will we be now that the election is over, the American people have spoken, and they have chosen Donald Trump as the 47th president of the United States. Now that that's done, what happens now? What are you going to do? What are you going to talk about? Who are your enemies going to be? Who are your friends going to be? Did you get what you wanted? Did it go down how you wanted it to go down? But when I say, what are you Americans going to do now? I mean, really, because a whole lot of our conversations were based on all of this political stuff, and it still can be to a certain degree. But now the dust is kind of settled. Donald Trump won the electoral vote. He won the popular vote. There is no doubt about who was supposed to be president of the United States. There's no doubt about who the United States, there's no doubt about who America wanted to lead them into the next phase of life or existence or next century or whatever. Oh, well, not the next century. You're kind of far from that. Let's say almost the next decade. It won't be quite 2030 when he finishes this term. And this, barring any wrangling, any finagling, any tooling around with the Constitution, he will only be able to serve this term. Yes. Regardless of the fact that he has been reelected, he still can only serve one term legally. Now, there are other ways you can stay in office of the president, but there has to be some, let's just say it has to get some approval. There has to be a good reason for it. So, stay tuned for that, because I'm not going to put nothing past this guy. All right, Spartacus, what's going on? How you feeling, my dude? Good to see me some of you, without a doubt. And my people, Seka Sala says, all my neighbors had a barbecue today. Mashed potatoes was whack though. LOL, I got my plate. Hey, man, listen. When I say, what are you Americans going to do now? I'm serious. Because for a long time, it seems like a long time, but for the greater part of this year, those political discussions have been like a roller coaster, and with the loop-de-loop, you know what I mean? The big high, the big fall, some jewelry have fallen off of people. Money, change fell out of their pockets. This has been a hell of a roller coaster ride of a political campaign, but it's done. It's done. He won't. Trump won't take power, and there will be power until January. Now, of course, he's going to try to take over before then. You can best believe that he's going to try to. He's going to try to get his shit popping before the inauguration. But what about you? What about y'all? I'm sure that people who voted for Kamala, like me, are still reeling from this thing. Some people took it really, really hard. Some people took it really, really, really hard. Like they ain't over this, and they ain't going to be over it for a while. There's a lot of fear. And I feel like the whole campaign was about fear mongering. These immigrants are going to hurt you. They're going to kill you, rape you, assault you, all that kind of stuff. There was a lot of that, and there's a lot of energy. And I'm really wondering if the people who voted on the base of the immigration crisis, the border crisis or whatever, I wonder if they're satisfied now. I really wonder if they're satisfied now. Like, are they good? Are they confident that that problem is going to be taken care of? Because it won't be taken care of by the person who said that they would take care of it until January. January 20th is the date of the presidential inauguration. But what are y'all going to do now? Right now. And y'all got to pardon me tonight, man, because I'm a little under the weather. I don't know. I think my resistance was down. I ain't sleep that much last night. I don't know why. Because after last night's show, I kind of felt all right. That crazy caller was on there, man. He kind of took my mind off of the whole thing. Consciously. In the back of my mind, maybe I was still. But anyway, I didn't caught me a case of the sniffles. I'm over here coughing and whatever. So if y'all see me not looking if y'all see me looking a little loopy, that's what's going on. Seka Salas. Okay, wait. Melvin Spencer says it's been a lot of scary this time around, but I'm really happy for what I've seen. I wish you if you can expand on that a little bit more. I want to know more what you're talking about. Sandy Abdi says I didn't sleep last night. Listen, man, I don't know if you didn't sleep because you wanted Kamala to win. I don't want to say I'm never going to consciously say her name wrong. I mean, we're not doing that. But I really want to talk to y'all tonight. About a lot of things that happened with the election and a lot of things that are going to happen after the election. Things that are going to happen now. you know, between this morning on the 6th, between this morning and going forward, you know, to Thursday and next week and next month and next year, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4 years from now. Like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Being a black man, I've heard a whole lot of finger pointing. I've seen a whole lot of finger pointing. I've heard a whole lot of blame game being thrown around, and you know, about why she didn't get it, why she didn't win, why she didn't get elected, why Trump did, and all of that. Some of it matters, some of it doesn't. But see, black people, that's what they do. We blame ourselves incessantly for our own condition. That's one of the things about ourselves that I really hate. I don't mind us blaming ourselves for what we do, but I think you have to look a little deeper into it when we start blaming each other for how we are, because we are not really of our own creation. It's a deep concept, and you might think I'm just bitching, but I study this kind of stuff. I look into it. All right, so Sandy, yeah. So you didn't sleep last night because of that? We gotta get some rest, man. We gotta get some rest, because this ain't gonna get it. It's the reason I say that this ain't gonna get it is because that took up too much of our lives. We allowed that to come in and infiltrate. Hold on a second, y'all. We allowed it to come in and infiltrate our dinner tables, our living rooms, our break rooms at work. You know, some jobs seem to have policies where you can't really openly talk about politics or whatever. I'm like, that can't be a real rule. They can't tell you. You can't violate your your First Amendment because they think that the discussion might get heated. As long as you don't let it get heated or out of hand, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. All right. Let me the phone lines are up tonight. So if y'all want to call in, let me put the call-in number over here. Because there are a lot of things I want to talk about with y'all tonight, man, for real. I really want to know who y'all think is responsible for Trump winning, who you think may be responsible for Kamala not having the kind of showing that you think she might have had. I mean, that you think she would have. Did you think that she would have done a little better, fared a little better? One thing about the electoral map, Republicans always look better on the electoral map because there are way more red states than there are Democratic states. They just are. So when you look at it in the beginning of elections, the GOP is always in the lead. It always looks bad until you understand how many electoral votes come out of each state or whatever. But it looks bad when Democrats do win. You look at it and you think like, how did they win when most of the country is red and you only have these little pockets of blue on the West Coast, blue on the East Coast, and a little bit of Midwest. Yeah, but those are the states that have the most people, so they carry the most electoral votes. Now, I'm going to say this, and I don't know if y'all going to agree with me or not. A lot of people may not agree with me. Some people may, and some people may have never really looked at it that way. When I think about it on my Monday morning quarterback type of shit, Kamala Harris did way better than probably anybody could have in her situation. There were some things that went against her that we didn't want to accept in the moment because it was feeling good. It was looking good. It looked promising. But we have to remember, number one, she wasn't elected through the primary. She didn't come into the race until July when Biden dropped out. She didn't come into the race until July. So it probably would have been different if she ran in the primary or if he had dropped out of the race way earlier. But even if he dropped out of the race earlier, I'm not so sure it would have been that much different because she didn't get elected through the primary system. So it's like, okay, even though Nikki Haley didn't win against Trump, if anything would have happened to Trump and then she assumed the presidential nomination, it would have been at least it would have been able to say at least it would have been able to have been said that she was elected. There were people who voted for her, millions of people who voted for her. It makes a difference. The thing about Kamala is like she was given to us, nobody asked for her. And this is not a knock on her. This is just the truth. Even Trump said it. Nobody voted for her. Nobody asked for her. She just got dropped into the situation. They could have chosen anybody. They could have chosen Josh Shapiro. They could have chosen Hakeem Jeffries. They could have chosen Tim Walz, who she chose as a running mate. There were other people who were talented that they could have chosen. But all of those people, or should I say none of those people, were elected. They were not elected in the primary platform for President of the United States. It makes a difference. It makes a difference. But she made something out of nothing. And I think that she may have been, and trust me, y'all, all of this I'm saying is Monday morning quarterback stuff. It is, because I was supporting her to the fullest, and I still do. I think that she ran a very, very, very good campaign, a clean campaign, and an interesting one. But sometimes the best team doesn't win. Sometimes the best team doesn't win. It happens like that. It's life. That's life. So, she had some things going against her. What nobody could have ever imagined or contemplated or bet was that there were so many people who don't give a shit about lawlessness. So many people who didn't consider January 6th to be a deal breaker. So many people who don't care that he was convicted of felonies and found guilty of sexual assault. There are people who don't care. And I never really thought that whole abortion issue, I never thought it was strong enough. The whole women are going to vote against Trump and all, I was like, We did a show on it. But like, you Americans, what are y'all going to talk about now? What are you going to do? What are you going to do now? What are you going to do now? In this chat, there's no reason to drop the whole Trump 2024 thing. It's done. He won. You don't have to campaign for him anymore. Now you can talk different shit. All right. What up, y'all? First of all, do me one little favor. As y'all come in here, please drop me a like. Hit me up with a like. Just drop a little like on me. You know what I mean? You ain't got to like it a whole lot. Just give me some likes. A lot of times, some of y'all might come in here and don't even know what we're talking about. Tonight's show is called and is, what are you Americans going to do now? Now that the election is over, now that all the campaigning is over, now that we have a clear-cut winner, now that we know what direction, well, we have an idea what direction the country is going to go towards. What are you going to do now? Between now and January 20th, when Donald Trump is sworn in, what are you going to do for yourselves? Because many of us were consumed with this election. Many of us were. We were watching it like a hawk. I'm going to tell y'all some of the things that I've seen today, and I think they're interesting. Because like I said, the blame game is in full and total effect now. Now everybody is saying we should have done this and we should have done that and she should have did this. And if maybe if they would have done, and I'm like, well, ain't this about a bitch? Because I didn't hear nobody saying none of that. Tuesday. It's officially Thursday now. It's 2:35 in the morning. Thursday, the 7th. But on the 5th, the 4th, I'm sorry, on the 4th, the 3rd, the 2nd, nobody said, yo, she doesn't know what she's doing. She's doing it the wrong way. I'm talking about Democrats. Nobody said, nah, you know, she shouldn't have celebrities at her rallies. Nah, she should. Nobody was saying that shit. Now it's like, oh, well, maybe she could have used that money somewhere else. No, you can't. The money is out. I don't know. I don't care how many times I have to tell y'all this. Money is allocated to where it's supposed to go. It doesn't go where you want it to go or where you think it should go. When budgets are made, they go where they're supposed to go. The money goes where it's supposed to go. It's not gonna. You're not gonna have a surplus of money, or somebody's gonna have an epiphany or decide that, well, why don't we just give some of the money away to some deserving folks? It doesn't work that way. It's never worked that way, and it's not going to. It got me up here almost sounding proper. I meant it ain't going to. All right. Arlene Adlin says she would have been a good president. I think she would have. I don't think the best person won. I don't think the best person won at all. Broad 144 says inflation. So we are in 8 p.m. or is that BPM? Says we are in inflation. Inflation was a big topic. For some reason, I'm just not buying that was the real reason that most of his supporters were supporting him. He doubled down a lot on the rhetoric that he left office with. Like, they stole the election. The country is in shambles. It was better when I was there. Okay. Gas prices too high. Food prices too high. All prices too high. He going to get him back to a regular shit. That's fly. Well, sound good. We going to see. Can he really fix the prices for you and me? Well, we going to see. Because when them tariffs come through, you going to see a whole nother story. It will be gory. It's going to get a little bit scary. You think prices higher now when it goes down. And China is like, since y'all charging us so much, we got to charge you so much back. You know how to act. It's going to be... Woo! I say woo! Hold on. Damn, the chat moving fast as shit. Melvin Spencer says, it's been a little bit kind of scary because you're hearing both sides and the way how everybody has been wandering off on everything. It's been just hard to decipher what's good and with bullshit. Okay. Yeah, I feel you on that. Aiden Kane Klein says, son, hold on, because my chat keep. Okay, son, what's up, brother? How you doing tonight, man? I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope you feeling like a real man should too. Ant 777, what's going on? Good to see y'all, man. Thanks for coming through. Texas Repo, don't be a sore loser. I'm actually not a sore loser, and the only reason that I'm really not bitching or a sore loser when it comes to these things, because it doesn't really affect me. For real. It affects us, but it doesn't affect me. Now, if me and you shoot some dice or play some cards or play some foosball or some air hockey, or go head to head, side by side on some with some Call of Duty. By the way, I bought another PlayStation 5, so I got one for the living room, I got one for the bedroom. Yeah, I got 2 PlayStation 5s and 2 PlayStation 4s, and I'm still not going to get rid of my PlayStation 4s. I think it was the best. To me, it was the best machine that Sony made. I think it was the best PlayStation. Which one do y'all think? I think that the PS4 was the best PlayStation. That's what I think. Trump 22. Good looking out, Black Dynamite. I ain't even mad at it. I ain't mad at that. Y'all said Trump was gonna put some money in our pocket. He just did. The reason I bought another PS5 is because I got a feeling that when these tariffs and shit start rolling through, I don't think I'll be able to afford a PS5. Them shit's gonna go up to. Remember when the PS5 first came out, and you know you couldn't buy them in stores. You had to order them. People were selling them on eBay, online, or whatever, and it was like $1,200, $1,700. People was paying top dollar. I was like, I'm not buying that shit until the supply comes down and they have them shits in the store. And that's what I did. I waited. I didn't get my PS5 until 2023. But I got another one. I'm so happy. I am so happy. Word of Bremen. What's going on? Hold on. I got to do something. For Black Dynamite. Black Dynamite, thanks for coming through tonight. I appreciate you coming through, all right? Yo, I appreciate the super chat. Yo, you can always do that, and I'm always through back. I appreciate you coming through, doing all that you do. Yeah, stay true. Well, tonight is a little different. I need a little more sleep, but I know this. What I sow, I reap, and I'm going to keep it tall. And I'm going to do this show for all y'all. But if I start nodding out around an hour and a half, yo, don't talk shit. Don't laugh. Don't try to tease. Don't try to come through. Just be on your own 2 P's. Everything is going to be all right between everybody, especially you and me. Well, I know I'm gonna speed it up, beat it up. I'm gonna do this thing like food. Fat boys eat it up. But when we take it to another level, yo, I take it to the tip top, drop down, and stick around. Y'all understand? I don't clown. I don't wear makeup. Even people think my dark eyes is on some other shit. But listen, I can't be dissing nobody, not right now. But when I come around again, yeah, we gonna do the shit like you a friend, and I can teach you all day, and I might do that shit my way. I stay on point. Don't smoke joints. Don't smoke blunts. Don't smoke nothing. I don't want no substance in my body. Yo, clean body, clean mind, and all that shit that you could ever find. Yo, no fentanyl, no coke, no powder, no heroin. Yeah, the fuck is going on? All right, let's go. Appreciate that super chat, man. Appreciate you. Daniel Stokes. My people, what's going on? Appreciate you. Scene flexing, what's good? Adina. And let me tell y'all something. On some real shit, this will be the last show dealing with politics for a good minute. That's one of the reasons I'm glad the election is over. I really am. Because now I can go back to talking about shit on this platform that I really want to talk about. I like talking about cerebral shit. Like how come you put on your left sock before your right sock? I like talking about whether there's life on other planets or not. I like talking about why do we really need mosquitoes in this ecosystem? You mean to tell me that we couldn't live without mosquitoes? I want to talk about how come, even though human beings are the only species on Earth that talk directly to each other, that we still have communication problems. I want to go back to talking about that kind of shit. The kind of things that we may think about on a regular basis, but don't even know how to put it into a question. I want to go back to that. So this show right here is the anchor. This is the anchor. You're not going to see no political material on this platform for a minute. We going back to the essence. We're going to go back to the essence. Talking about relationships, talking about our jobs, talking about our children, talking about our families, talking about our women, talking about our friends, talking about our neighbors, talking about our pets, not the ones that get eaten. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. We gonna talk about, what I mean? Like fun things, recreation. The way it felt the first time you got a new pair of sneakers. You remember back in the day when you got a new pair of sneakers, you thought you could run faster? Talk about that kind of shit. I don't want to talk about politics anymore. I'm done. But I did understand that people wanted to talk about it. So even when I was doing shows that didn't have anything to do with politics, motherfuckers was coming in, MAGA this, MAGA that, Trump 24, blah, 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 blah. And they were the ones making all the noise. You ain't see nobody coming in here like, oh yeah, Biden Harris or Harris Walls 2020. You never saw no shit like that. It was always Trump, 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 Trump. I ain't gonna bullshit you. I will never understand the hold that he has over people, but it is what it is. But that's what we need to talk about tonight. You Americans, y'all Americans, what's the deal? What is the deal? What you gonna do now, Hammer? What you gonna do now, Hammer? All right. Why you mad? TV says, because he's the better choice for economics. So what? No, what I'm saying is, what makes him the subject of your discussions, your random discussions? Like, listen, man, on some real shit, I liked Barack Obama when he was president. He didn't creep into my regular conversations between my friends, my family. He didn't. He can get a word or two, but I ain't riding for him. I would never ride for nobody who I didn't know. That's just not me. I gotta know you in order to ride. I do. I have to know you, because if I don't know you, I can never be 100% sure that I should be riding for you. Info spot. Okay. Now, me and Info Spot have and what up, my dude? Me and Info Spot have a bet going on. I'm supposed to wear a MAGA 20, make America Great Again hat on this show. Now, I want you to know that I looked for one today. I live in Philly. It ain't easy to get MAGA hats. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they sell them at Walmart or some shit like that, but I don't fuck with Walmart or I don't do big box. But I did order it. I went on eBay and I ordered it. So yeah, I'll show you this one because make sure none of my personal information is on here. Now, they really said between the 9th and the 14th. So I wanted to make sure you see that I ordered my Make America Great Again hat, and I will be rocking it for one show, one measly show. And boy, man, I might make that show 15 minutes. Like, yo, I got on the hat, and then I'm burning that bitch. That shit will not. I'm gonna burn it. Then I'm gonna burn some sage in here and throw around some holy water. And I'm going to bring in some shamans and a priest, a imam, and maybe a pastor to come sanitize my house and get, we got to burn this hat. We got to burn the hat. And I'm going to have to get those spirits out, but I'm definitely going to honor my bet with you. So I ordered the goddamn hat. I ordered that ugly ass. It actually is better than like the original MAGA hats. Them shits was cheap as hell. This one is actually all right, but it's getting burnt. Let's get dressed. Speaking of hats and shit, let's go ahead and get dressed up. Put on my shit. Got me out here, gentlemen. Me out here losing bets. I don't even bet on sports. And I bet on this goddamn president. Nobody could have told me that he was going to win again. Nobody want that bum ass motherfucker in the White House again. You crazy? You crazy? After January 6th, you want this motherfucker back in office? All right, let's take this one on. All right. Got my cow bones, baby. I'm rocking my cow bones. You see the cow bones? All right. Y'all rock the cow bones too. So for those of y'all who don't know how this goes, I put these necklaces on you, but only one of them. So you choose which one you wear. So you can choose the one on the left. You see, that's genuine cow bone, no wood, genuine cow bone. You can choose the one on the left, or you can choose the one in the middle. A lot of people like the one in the middle. You know what I mean? Which one is it going to be? Or you can choose the one on the right. Which one? With the guan. Which one y'all like? The one. Come on, hurry up. All right. Info spot says middle. Scene flexing says right. This is all right. This is the one in the middle. This is the one on the left. And this is the one on the right. So what we got? What we got? We got one for the middle, one for the right, one for the left. What up, Reese? All right, we got two for the left. Right. All right, we got two for the left. We got what I think it looks like. No, the word. All right, flexing. All right, one for the middle, two for the left. How many we got for the right? All right. Do a polling vote. We ain't got time for that shit. All right, now we look like we're tied for the left and the right. This is the one on the left. Okay, it looks like the right one. This is the one on the right. Yeah, it looks like the one on the right one. All right, there we go. All right, this is what I need y'all to do. Stick your neck out. No diddy. Stick your neck out for me. There you go. Y'all looking good. Oh, shit. It's going down, baby. Here it goes. Let me see. See if y'all like this one. Yeah. You see that? Look at that. Look at that. Look at you. Look at that. Look at you, ladies. Ladies, you're looking beautiful. You're looking sweet. You're looking lovely. You're looking pretty. You're looking sexy. Brothers, you're looking handsome. You're looking suave. You're looking debonair. You're looking smooth. You got on your soft shit. You're looking good. Everybody looking good. Everybody looking fly. Everybody looking like a new pair of Jordans. Everybody looking like a new crisp white tee or some shit like that. Yo, you're looking good. Take a screenshot or give it what you gotta take a screenshot because you like it a lot to take a screenshot. Or you can do it for us. You know how we gonna do, like we getting on the bus, the lust for nothing. That's coming through. That's sexy. We gonna do this thing. Yeah, we gonna erect. See? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. We gonna catch wreck. Yes. Yes. All right, let's get it popping, man. What are you Americans gonna do now? What you gonna do now, Hammer? What are you Americans gonna do? What are y'all gonna do? What to guan, man? What to guan? Y'all can call. Oh wait, did I pin the show? I didn't pin the number. Hold on. Let me run it back. Hold on. Look, I'm doing the lazy way. I'm trying to find a number instead of right again. Okay, there we go. Boom. All right. If y'all want to call into the show, the number to call is area code 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. I said a 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. 319-527-6199, baby. Call 319-527-6199. Press number 1, and that will let me know that you would like to speak. And then I will call you out by the last 4 digits of your telephone number. You can rock on and do the damn, do the damn thing. All right. So, and you don't even have to press number 1. If you call 319-527-6199, I know what it is. I know what it is. All right. Sorry, y'all. Listen, if I miss shouting any of y'all out, charge it to my head, not my heart, and also charge it to this device because it's not easy to go up on the chat. But why you mad, TV? What's good? And also, who's that? TNE 95. That's what's up. Facts don't change minds. That's what's up. Reese G, Tolly J. I Ace of Spade. You said those human bones. No, they not. Adina Lamtes. All right. Orleans Artists. All right. You said everyone wanted them. It's funny when y'all speak in absolutes like that, because he talks like that. You know, he says things like nobody wanted this, or nobody had ever seen anything like this before. You'd be like, the fuck you mean nobody's ever seen anything like this before? I've seen it before. I know you've seen it before, but you know, he talks like that. And people go for it. All right. Oh, I see we have a caller on the line too. Okay. We got a caller coming through. We can go ahead and pick that up right now. We can pick it up right now. Hold on. Just give me one little second. Give me one little second. Sandy Abdi says, look at cultic views. If anybody wants to deny that MAGA is a cult, hey man, I'm not even gonna spend my time on that. But man, nobody knows. All right, Linda. Yeah, facts change my. It says nobody knows. Insert topic like I do. Oh my gosh. When he say that shit, I'd be like, oh my God, here you go. So you just a jack of all trades, master at all of them. Everything. There's nothing you don't know how to do. Like, yo, Trump, can you can you install a 200 amp service in my house? I can't find any electrician. I know you know everything about it. Yeah, but I'm busy right now, so I would, because nobody knows electricity. Nobody knows more about electricity than I do. Nobody. You said, how is it a cult? Well, think about what cults do. Cults always have a really charismatic leader that can propel, inspire, order, tell their congregation or whoever follows them, they can tell them what to do, and they will do it pretty much unquestioned. So, you know, like January 6th. Like that. And the leader normally has not done anything themselves, but they'll always tell you that they have done things, but you'll just never be able to see anything that they've ever done that relates to what they want you to do. Cults always have a leader that considers himself to be divine. You know, above everybody else. cults always have like a leader that considers himself to be the only one that can lead you. No, so even though they have a team, it's really a team of I. Man, the person that was on the line hung up. Man, you gotta be a little bit more patient. I understand. You said watch his speech, bro, January 6th. What do you mean watch it? You don't think I watched it? See, here's the thing, y'all. Here's what I'm not going to do. I don't sit in front of this camera and this microphone and ever talk about anything that I've only seen on a small video clip. I watch it because I don't trust the media either. But I was distrusting the media way before Trump, only because I've been in show business for a long time. So I understand how production is done and how editing is done and how they can bring about they can emote a certain feeling in you, even though it's not true. So, yeah, I don't, whether it's MSNBC, CNN, Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC, it doesn't matter. I watch the whole videos. I watch them because I want to know the context in which things are said so I can make informed decisions. So when I come in here and get questioned by some of y'all, I'm not looking like a dummy. I don't like to be wrong. I'm wrong plenty of times, but I don't like to be. So I try to get enough bullets in the gun to be able to, keep firing without having to reload or get shot. Windsor family, what's good? Arlene Adland says, now you're getting nuts. I got nothing. Savior the outcast, love from, what's that? WA. That's not Washington, is it? Is that Washington? The state Washington? Nobody special says, without the benefits, there's no reason to come here. Without the benefits? There's no reason to come where? A bit disappointed in the U.S. at the moment. Windsor, yeah, listen, man, it's going to be all right. But that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about tonight. Speaking of the media, because like I said, man, there's been a whole lot of finger pointing. There's been a whole lot of blame game playing. I watched Morning Joe this morning. I don't know if any of y'all watched that show. I watched Morning Joe this morning on MSNBC. I tape it. I put it on the DVR so I can watch it when I feel like it. And I usually don't feel like watching it until like the afternoon, so I can run through all of the commercials and all of that. I don't watch commercials. You can't advertise towards me. So I'm watching this because I really wanted to hear what they were going to say. All of the networks, all of the shows, even bloggers on the internet, YouTube, and all of that. I wanted to see what they were going to say today, because I knew that they were going to have to pivot. Had Kamala won, it would have been like, yeah, I told you everything we said was right. Blah, blah, blah. But we didn't get a chance to do that. So I said, I want to see how they handle this. Some channels, big channels too, with millions of subscribers, they kind of stayed out of the limelight. Like, I have no comment at this particular time. I have no comment. I don't want to talk. I'll be back in 2028. So I watched Morning Joe. Joe Scarborough, Mika, Pete. Yeah, I wanted to see what they had to say. And these motherfuckers, first of all, they were giving praise to Donald Trump. He was right about everything. He did this, he did that. And I said, look at this shit here. Look at this shit here. Because this is what I'm thinking of. See, everything that you see on that TV, everything you hear on that radio has to go towards advertising. Everything. So although they may want to speak the real truth or bring about actual facts, if it doesn't jive with the station programmer, or should I say the station manager or the program manager, and it doesn't jive with the advertisers, the sponsors, we ain't talking about that. It's the same thing on YouTube. It's the same thing on YouTube. The thing is, YouTube doesn't pay me enough money. So I don't have no reason. I have no incentive to pad my to pad my results or subside my truth. But I'm watching him, Mika, Al Sharpton, and all the motherfuckers. I'm hearing them show their fear because Donald Trump said that he was going to get rid of MSNBC and any of the negative any of the media outlets that spoke negatively of him, and they heard him. And now that he won, they have to try to kiss the ring. And as a matter of fact, yeah, they're going to have to kiss the ring of Donald Trump because they don't want him to make trouble for them. He's the only man I know in this whole world that gets motherfuckers to fall in line just by him sending out a tweet or talking bad about him. Like, what the fuck? I don't get it. But yeah, MSNBC did it. I went on the internet. Certain shows, like certain channels, like the Midas Touch, I see them bitching. Everybody's changing their tune. Everybody. Michael Cohen, Trump's ex-lawyer, the one who used to be his fixer, the one who did jail time because of how he handled the Stormy Daniels case. Every single show that Michael Cohen was doing, he referred to Donald Trump as Von Shitsenpants. Every single show, Von Shitsenpants, Von Shitsenpants. Today, no Von Shitsenpants. No Shady Vance. He was calling JD Vance Shady Vance. He started to say Shady Vance and he caught himself. He said, no, we need to give them the respect of being president of the United States. I said, well, I'll be goddamn. See, this is the kind of stuff I don't like. That's why this show is called, this particular episode is called, What Are You Americans Going to Do Now? Because I see what those Americans are going to do. They got to protect their money. I'm not even mad at that part. They have to protect their money. If they don't have a platform, a company, an agency, a studio to report the news, then they don't eat. And so they have to do it. And they're doing it. So yeah, I'm disappointed in them, but I ain't mad at them. It's a money game. Same thing on the internet. YouTube is paying people enough money if they have enough subscribers and they can bring in enough advertisers to whereas everybody is eating, everybody's getting paid, and nobody wants to mess up their money. Michael Cohen literally said, there's no reason to unsubscribe to my channel. As a matter of fact, you should do the exact opposite because I'm still going to tell the truth. Motherfucker, you lying now. You're lying now. But I ain't mad at him. What's that? Austin? Damn, man. Sure Luck? Sure Lucky? Or Sure Luck? Daniel says we're going to get our asses up and go to work like normal. Facts. Sharon says make America golf again. Well, ain't that some shit? Linda Jecker says Americans need to come together and turn this nation around for the better. Good luck with that. I like the way it sounds, but shit, they ain't been doing it. Aaron Liggins, bruh, 44 says, yes, he's mad. Have you read Project 2025 at all? All black people should be mad. Duh. With Project 2025, nobody should be happy. That shit is, yo. But I'm glad you said that. Aaron. I really am. Because let's look at the demographics. For who voted. Because I'm a black man, so I'm used to black people always pointing the finger at each other when we don't get what we want. See? You know what I mean? That's why I don't be messing with niggas, because y'all motherfuckers. I said, oh. So, of course, today was, y'all didn't go out and vote. Y'all, she would have won if blah, blah, blah. Then the other black people like, I'm glad she didn't win. She ain't black anyway. And, Trump was better, so he should have won and blah, 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 blah. All we do is infight. All we do is fight. That's all we do. I'm looking at this shit. So when the statistics came out, when the demographics came out about who voted for who, guess what? Black people, congratulations. You voted Democratic again. 86% of black people voted Democratic. 86%. In 2020, when Biden ran, he got 87%. 87% black people voted Democratic. This year, they dropped down by 1 point. 86% black people voted Democratic. So Kamala Harris did not lose this election because of black people. You know what else? Donald Trump did not win the election because black people came out. So all of those black MAGA supporters, Trump 2024, MAGA. Yeah, I knew y'all motherfuckers wasn't registered to vote. I knew it. So it looked like there were all of these black people flipping the script and voting for the Republicans, voting for Trump. No, you didn't. 86% of you voted Democratic for Kamala Harris. And only 14, not even a whole 14% of y'all voted for Trump. Some of y'all voted for Jill Stein and shit. Fuck is y'all doing? Hey. So why did Donald Trump win? Because remember how women were supposed to hate Donald Trump and, the whole abortion, Roe v. Wade, and, you have no right to control the woman's body. Woman's body. White women going to take Trump down tonight. Well, no, they didn't. White women voted for Trump. All of that shit was cap. All of that Roe v. Wade shit was cap. It was cap. And y'all Latinos, this is the part right here. Latinos came out in force, especially Latino men, and they voted for Trump. Now, if any of y'all can explain this shit to me, please let me know. Let me know what compelled Latinos to vote for Donald Trump. What is it? Because he said he was going to march y'all asses right on up out of this country. Mass deportation on day one. That's what he said. And I think he's going to deliver on that. Yes, I do. But it was white women, white men, and Latinos that helped Trump win. That's why he won. So black people, you are off the hook. You didn't cause Trump the presidency if you were on Trump's side, and you helped Kamala Harris even though she didn't win. You helped her in a losing effort. So, hats off to you. Now, can somebody please explain to me, Latinos? Please let me know. Aaron Liggins says Latinos voted for him because of cultural hierarchy of machismo men. The women voted for him too. What are we doing? I mean, that's just not making any sense. That would be like if Trump said all of the black people, all these black people in Philadelphia, New York, Chicago, LA, all of y'all getting locked up as soon as I become president. And I'd be like, yo, I'm voting for Trump. He ain't gonna lock me up. Okay. We have 2 callers on the line. I'm going to take the callers in the order that they requested to speak. Callers with all right. First, I'm going to take caller with the last name. The last numbers 3311. And then caller with the last numbers 9843. So caller with the last numbers 3311. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for calling in. What's on your mind tonight?
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad I got through. You know, I just don't agree with a lot of the stuff that you're saying about Trump. He didn't say that he was going to deport the Latinos. He said illegal immigrants. And, you know, if they come here illegally, then they are not supposed to be here. They can go through the process of doing it legally. And he said that. He welcomed all the legal people to come over here, the immigrants.
Yes, but Donald Trump also said, first of all, you need to turn, I need you to turn your device down. Are you calling on?
Okay.
Okay, because it's I'm getting feedback. Okay, see the thing is, Donald, you can never only count on one thing that Donald Trump says because he double talks a lot. So in one breath, he may say that only illegal immigrants will be deported, but in another breath, he labels legal immigrants as illegal. So
I've never heard that part of it, and I voted for him in 2016 and this year too.
Well, actually, hold on. You may have heard him. Okay, like when he said that the illegal immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, were eating the dogs and the cats. That was totally false. Yes. And none of them were illegal. They were all legal immigrants. They were all legal, all of them.
Because Kamala signed that one thing that is temporary, though. It's not, they didn't come through here legally.
They were legal immigrants. None of them, the bottom line is none of them were illegal, and he did not identify them as being legal immigrants. So he lumps people into the same category.
Paperwork for them to come over there.
They're either legal or they're illegal. Illegal means you don't have any papers. Legal means you have papers.
Don't you think it would be better for all of us to try to be not negative and try to come together, though? And I'm not saying that Donald Trump is perfect, because by far is he. I don't like a lot of times the way he talks either. You know, but I don't think he's racist, and I think he loves America, and I think he is for Americans, and I believe that. I mean, none of the presidents have ever been perfect, or any of us, as a matter of fact.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. And I do think he's racist. As a matter of fact, I'm 100% sure he is. But I'll say this. You are right. He is for Americans. Not all Americans. Only the Americans who...
No, I believe it's all Americans.
No.
I really do.
No. Come on now. You know he caters...
I thought that he picks and chooses, like, whites over blacks, and I would not vote for him. I promise you that. Well, if I thought that he was racist against just black people or foreigners, I would not vote for him.
Well,
and I've been
okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. Because I don't. Go ahead. Get it out. I can wait.
But no, I mean, I just really don't see that side of him. I think that the media does warp our minds, you know, a lot by what they put out there, the falseness of it. Not all of it's false. I'm not saying that. He has made mistakes, you know, but what president hasn't? I mean, Bill Clinton was in the White House with somebody, one of his interns. Okay, he did not get the backlash that President Donald Trump has gotten just for his own personal life, you know. And I think that's just so wrong. I mean, everybody should be judged the same. You know what I mean? Am I making sense?
No, you're making sense, but the thing is, if you remember what happened with Bill Clinton, there was a lot of backlash that he got, an awful lot. And the thing about Bill Clinton is that he tried to keep his stuff on the low. He got told on. But Donald Trump tells on himself. You know, so
well, isn't that better? I would rather somebody tell on themselves than somebody try to keep a secret from us in the world, right?
Well, no, because my thing is I'm disputing when you said that Bill Clinton didn't get as much backlash. You also have to remember that when Bill Clinton was president, the internet and social media and stuff weren't popping like they were now. We didn't have that.
That's true.
So you couldn't.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, you couldn't get as much information as fast. You know what I mean? So it was a different time. Yeah. But remember he got impeached over that. He got impeached. So
do you not think that 4 years ago we were better than this past 4 years? When Donald Trump was in office, do you not think that the economy and everything was better?
It wasn't.
Honestly.
The economy the economy was pretty good under, first of all, Trump inherited a good economy from Barack Obama. He never wants to admit that, but it's true. He did. He inherited a good economy through Barack Obama. He overspent $7 trillion. Nobody has ever spent $7 trillion before. So he actually put us in more debt as far as a country is concerned. But people seem to be forgetting. Let me tell you something. All right, let me just tell you this. If you ask me, was I better off 4 years ago than I am now? I'm better off now. I make a lot more money in my same industry. I make a lot more money than I did in 2020. It's a fact.
Yeah.
It's just a fact. Now, when you think about it logically, everybody is making more money if they were at their same job today than they were 4 years ago, because you get annual.
There's more money at your job. It's the prices of everything that you had to purchase.
We've all had the budget, but you also have to remember that the prices on food and gas didn't go up until gas went down during the pandemic, but food went up and it stayed up. But
I agree.
But people keep forgetting that the food went up during the pandemic because they said that the truck drivers, the railroads, and all of that stuff was shut down, and everybody was sick. They couldn't find anybody to deliver the goods. I remember Christmas time. Do you remember Christmas time in 2020? If you were ordering things online, things were coming through really late.
Yes.
Because it wasn't a good time, and those are when the prices of things went up. Now everybody doesn't have to buy this because this is my theory, and this is just because I know the way business works. If in business, just like the food industry, when the food went up during the pandemic, it was able to stay up for 2 years. All of 2020 and all of 2021, because those were the COVID years, right? So if you were a food manufacturer or a grocery store owner, and you were making all of this money because you were essential, you were an essential business, you were the only thing out here that was running in the same way that you were running before the pandemic, and now you were driving a Honda Accord. Now you're driving a Bentley or a Rolls Royce because you're making so much money. You're not going to want to go back to driving a Honda Accord again, especially.
I don't think that. Me personally, I think that we were better off when Donald Trump was in office. Okay, that's just my personal opinion. Okay, doesn't mean that I'm right.
No,
in my household, we were a lot better off with Donald Trump.
Okay,
and now tell you make more money at your same job, correct?
Well, okay, just tell me how you were making more money.
Pardon me? I'm sorry.
Tell me in what way you were making more money, or that you were better off.
No, I said you are right about if you stay at the same job, yes, your wages are going to go up at that job.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. I feel like, this is just my belief, that Biden and Kamala Harris, I believe that Biden allowed, and Obama, I believe, has been in this last 4 years with the two of them, telling them what to do and what not to do, okay? That's what I believe. And I believe that the COVID was brought here intentionally to discredit Donald Trump. I don't think that, if you listen to the news, there was, I don't remember, it's been 4 years ago, but anyway, when there was a lab tech or whoever scientist that was, they weren't allowed to bring vials over here from Japan or China. Okay, but they did. They allowed them, and somebody had two of the test tubes or whatever they had in them, you know what I'm saying? And on that news report, I heard that, they were allowed to bring it over and nobody said anything. And they're not supposed to be allowed to do that from their lab, the Wuhan lab or whatever lab it was, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I believe so strongly, because, and you don't hear a lot about that. You didn't hear nothing else, a lot about that.
Well,
the scientists being on the plane, bringing it over here, whatever. You didn't hear about that at all, hardly.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about the whole Donald Trump thing. He has to take accountability for something because even if I don't think I know he didn't bring it here himself, but he knew how dangerous it was and he suppressed it, and a lot of people died because of that. Businesses had to close.
It was because of Donald Trump that they died, though.
Well, he was the one.
Fauci and the Biden administration. I believe all of that was connected, and I believe that was the whole point of the COVID was to discredit Donald Trump and make put it all on Donald Trump, and he won't win. I believe that.
Well, the thing is, well, how do you explain COVID all around the world? Was that so Donald Trump would?
Well, okay, because if you, it's contagious, so of course it's going to go all around the world.
But not. A lot of things are contagious. When we grew up, AIDS was contagious, but it stayed on the epidemic level, not the pandemic level. There were places where you could go.
Not Donald Trump's fault, though.
Well, what? No,
I don't believe personally.
It was his fault for not alerting. His job as president is to alert the American people of an imminent danger, and he failed to do that. Yes. And there's no way you can deny that he did not warn us. He told he wouldn't wear masks because he didn't want to cover his face, and he didn't want to acknowledge the dangers of COVID. He didn't. And
I don't think that I think that he believes what he believes, like we all do. I don't think that he did it intentionally, like he didn't want us to know.
He said that he.
I don't think that he really thought it was.
But he said that he intentionally didn't tell us because he didn't want us to panic. He said that. He said it.
Well, I don't think that he thought it would kill as many people as it did. I personally did not believe that either.
Well, nobody knew how.
I didn't think that it.
Nobody knew how many people it was going to kill. But okay, now hold on. If you see a fire burning and you say, well, it's just a little fire, I'm not going to worry about it, and you don't put it out. And then next thing you know, that fire, gets oil in it or catches a windstorm. And now that little fire that you could have easily put out before, now it's burning everything. Because why? Because you didn't put it out. All you had to do was, it was a little fire, put it out.
Yeah.
He didn't do it.
Okay, I agree with you on that. And sometimes, I don't think that Donald Trump's made every right decision before, or I don't think that he will this time either, because he's human. But I think that if everybody would quit, coming at him with negativity and anger, I truly believe that this country could be great again because of all of us. You know what I'm saying? Not because of Donald Trump. Donald Trump's not this, I vote for him and I believe in him, but I don't worship him. I do believe he's a great person. I do believe he's a good person from what I've seen on television, from other people that know him, people that know him and been around him and been in his life. Black and white people and, foreigners. And that's another thing. I hate that we separate ourselves like that, like black and white. I don't think that's right. I think we're all equal.
Well,
And I think that's part of the problem is because we're always separating ourselves for this group or that group. It shouldn't do that. We're all the same.
we don't
God
separate
created us all
ourselves,
equal.
but we
Huh?
have we didn't decide that division is necessary. It wasn't black people
I don't think that. No, I don't believe that it started out that way. I don't. I don't
no,
think that
all
black
I'm
people today we're going to be separate from
all
white
I'm
people.
saying
And I don't
is
think white people did that.
only thing I'm saying
But
listen, a lot of people benefit from racism and discrimination and
I
inequality.
guarantee it in the government.
So they're not going to.
I believe that with all my
It's
heart.
not just the government.
But
It's
it's
not
up to
just the
us.
government. It's not
It's up
just
to
the
us not to let them separate us. You know what I mean? We got to stand up too for each other.
okay.
Can't just be, oh, let's just stand up for me. You know what I mean? I think we have to speak for each other and realize that I think the government did separate us. You know, into
They definitely
whatever
did.
you want to call it, color.
Listen,
I believe
they definitely separated us, but
if
too many
we
people
don't allow them to do
were
that,
happy with the separation. And
yeah.
they didn't want to listen.
Yeah.
My people we had to go through slavery, we had to go through Jim Crow.
Yeah.
Now we have to go through
And believe me,
institutionalized racism.
I empathize with you. I really do, and it wasn't fair and it wasn't right, and I agree with that.
I mean,
I don't think it was right.
but it hasn't slowed down.
I'm sorry for that.
It hasn't stopped.
But it's not that way now.
Yes, it is.
How is it? You have the same opportunity that I do to get a job or anything else.
I have the same opportunities that you have.
I think so.
But listen, I have the same opportunities that you have, but I don't have the same access that you have. I can make a way for myself, but you have bigger power or more power to have opportunities created for you. So there's a cultural
that way. But
well, and that's okay.
I don't see it that way.
That's okay if you don't see it that way. See, the thing is, when you start to really study the way it works, you'll see that you have an advantage. Now, because you don't, maybe you're a decent person and you don't accept that you have an advantage because you willingly see the good in others. You have to understand that there are millions of people who feel the opposite of you, and they don't want to see anybody else advance except for people who look just like you. But hold on a second. But hold on. We have another caller on the line, and I'm going to bring you two in on at the same time. So caller with the last number is 3387. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind this evening?
Oh my God. Hi. Thank you so much for letting me call. I'm going to explain to her definitively in great detail why Trump is not only a racist, but a corrupt human being. First of all, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm feeling like a real man should. I appreciate you calling in. Thanks for coming to the show.
Okay, perfect. My name is Aaron Liggins. One thing I wanted to correct, I was not saying that the Latinos were voting for Trump based on just machismo men's vote. I was saying that Latino men and women prioritize machismo men. This is what they say.
Okay.
And that's why they voted for Trump, because he gives so in terms of why Trump is racist and why Trump is corrupt, I'm going to give you a great historical understanding of who Donald Trump really is. And a lot of people from New York know this.
I know.
They had to live under
Yes,
that.
they did.
But people outside of New York don't know.
So
first of all, in the late 70s and early 80s, Trump was getting hit with discrimination lawsuits to his buildings because he was not either renting or selling to qualified Black renters and buyers. In his niece's book, she said that she used to work for the Trump organization, and she said one of the things that Trump would say all the time is that he did not want Blacks in his lobbies because it gave the appearance that would lower the property values of his buildings, right? And she said that the word nigger was like, excuse my language, I don't want to get you, marked on YouTube, but she said that was like commonplace for him. Then we moved into the whole issue with the Central Park Five. Granted, maybe he didn't know that they really weren't, that they really were innocent because of what the plea that they were told to say. But he called for their deaths, and it has been now 30, almost 40 years since we have known that they were innocent, and he has never issued one apology. He won't even discuss it. Then we move on into the stop and frisk in New York. For those of you who don't know, stop and frisk was a mandate by, was it the mayor? Was it Giuliani?
Yeah, it was Giuliani.
That gave police the right and also encouraged them to stop and frisk Black and brown men in New York City with no just cause, no warrant, and no a suspicion of a crime. And Donald Trump said that he supported it. The day after the Black woman got shot in the face by the police officer for calling them and adhering to what they said, the very day after that, he was asked about it, and he said that he wants full immunity for the police. This whole concept about Trump being a good person and his immigration thing, what Trump did, his whole power, his whole narrative began, that whole idea of they're trying to take over our country, they're trying to take our jobs, that was a Republican narrative that was created about 30 years ago under the Reagan administration.
Okay, can you go check? I mean,
let me finish. Please, let me finish.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you talk.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. You're okay. Under the Reagan administration, that's when that narrative came in. And what Trump did when he started, I believe, my theory is, because Trump was found, the Trump organization was found guilty in 2023 of tax fraud, which was why he wouldn't show his tax returns ever. He had been asked numerous times and he was subpoenaed for his tax returns and he would not submit them. And I think that he knew that a problem with this tax thing was on the horizon, and he knew that he could get out of that by becoming president. So he ran for president and refused to show his tax returns. And when they finally got access to his tax returns, they had learned that he was running a RICO organization, which has been disbanded in the state of New York because of tax fraud. That's illegal to say that you are a billionaire when you're trying to get credit from banks, when you're trying to get money from different lenders, and to say that you're a billionaire when your net worth is really closer to about $300 million, because what if those loans come due and now you can't pay it because you're really not a billionaire? That is illegal. The Trump organization is a crime organization. He is not this pure-hearted Trump. He took what Republicans and ultra-conservatives already believed about immigration, about people of color, about the economy, what they already believed, and he simply took your words and made them his own and repeated them back to you. So you thought that he was really for you when he was really using you to get out of a legal matter and to bring in money to his Trump organization. While Trump was in office his first term, the Trump organization profited, the organization, not the country, but the Trump organization profited $8 million off the American people. That is a conflict of interest. Not only that, but you're not supposed to be running your own personal nonprofit organization while you're in office. He was running one and it got shut down. Donald Trump, a lot of people don't know this. This is not something that the corporate media wants to talk about. But Donald Trump, he had elderly people who were donating to his campaign, but he did not make it clear at all in his marketing on his website that they were going to be on a monthly subscription.
It was in very fine print.
He had them on subscription, taking money from them every month, and they sued him. He does not pay his contractors. He refuses to pay his vendors. Remember the little girls that performed for him when he was campaigning the first time? Those cute little girls with the little corny little songs as the cheerleaders. They had to sue him because he refused to pay them. He is not a good person. He is a corrupt human being. And on top of the discussion of racism, I think that you think that racism has to do with whether or not Black and white people can get the same stuff. It's less to do about what Black and white people can get. It has more to do with what Black people have to go through to get it. And white supremacy creates those barriers to it. And Trump is a part, and not only that, Steve Bannon, who was on, Trump found him to be a good person for his administration. He thought that was a good idea. Steve Bannon is a known neo-Nazi.
Yeah, that dude is something else.
Trump is named in the document 312 times. 312 was authored by a known white supremacist organization called the Heritage Foundation. That's a white supremacist organization, and the whole narrative of the 900-page document is to uphold white power. There's no way you can't just say we all need to come together when ultra Republicans are using a document like that.
I'm not talking about the government when I say we all need to come together. I'm talking about as Americans. I'm not talking about the politicians. I'm talking about
but if people are voting for that kind of those policies, you can't come together. If people are voting for a president or a candidate who would even think about a document like that and promote it.
Okay, well, what about the black people that stand up for him? Ben Carson is a very well-respected person.
Yes, we have coons. We have coons in our community. We have people who don't get it. We have people in black community who don't understand civics. They don't understand the economy. They don't really understand immigration. It's not about illegal immigrants trying to influx the country. These people are seeking asylum. They're coming.
But they have to do it the right way, though. They have to go about it just like everybody else did.
Just like America, white America has infringed upon every country around in the West and in Africa, just like they've gone in, just like they have raped the Congo, and now those people are poor because they've gone in to mine out of the Congo. Those people are poor, they're enslaved, they're being beaten and abused by white Westerners infringing on their country. We do it all the time. White people entrance into America with illegal immigration.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on a minute, Aaron.
I know I'm fired up. I had to get it out.
It's all good. It's all good. I just wanted to stop and say, Ben Carson, though. Ben Carson.
Yeah, don't talk about Ben Carson now.
Come on now. You got it. You can do better than that. Like, you might as well say Clarence Thomas.
I mean, look, I'm not saying that Donald Trump's perfect, but I don't see any racism about him. Maybe because I'm not as
Byron Donalds
acknowledges you about everything. Okay,
so
maybe I need to look into that.
Let me ask you a question. If Donald Trump is not racist, then why would he think that it is a good idea for police to be able to stop and frisk only black and brown people with no
I've never heard that. I've never heard of that.
It's true. He said it.
I've never heard him say it. I've never seen anything about it. So
that means you need to look it up. Look up stop and frisk.
That's what I said. Maybe I need to study more, and maybe I just don't have the knowledge that I should have.
Stop and frisk really did exist in New York. It was deemed unconstitutional. It was kicked out, and he said,
"Well, yeah, it should be. I mean, I don't think that wouldn't be right."
Right,
that wouldn't be fair, and it wouldn't be right.
He says he wants to reinstitute it.
Okay.
In the United States.
Hold on.
He wants to do it around the country.
Hold on. Let me ask both of y'all something, because the title of this show is "What are you Americans going to do now?" So now that he is the president-elect, the 47th president-elect. Now there's no more campaigning. There's no more waiting for to count any votes. Everything is a done deal. What are we going to do now? Like as far as now, I'm talking about your everyday life, because I feel like politics has consumed way too much of our conversations, our time, our energy, our associations. What are we going to do now? I mean, can we go back? Okay, do we remember what life was like when politicians weren't going at it? Like, what are we doing?
The problem is we live under kind of a new unique circumstances now because of Project 2025. Our everyday life is going to be a lot different. And the reason for that is because on the everyday level, one of the things that's going to be I'm a mother of a black son. One of the things that's going to be very challenging is police get full immunity. That means that they can now harass, abuse, and take advantage of and incriminate young black boys just because they want to. What I'm personally going to do is I'm going to teach my son how to be very, very careful around the police, which I would always do anyway, but even more now because the stakes are much higher. Every single day, I'm going to point everyone to Robert Wright's YouTube channel where he breaks down Project 2025 in great depth, all the way down to the page number. Robert Wright Reich is his last name. I'm going to vibrate higher. I'm going to, say to myself, stay away. Anyone that I know who has these ultra views, these views about the Conservative Party and the Republican Party being so pure and so good, I will try the best I can, as diplomatically as I can, to educate them and just vibrate as high as I can vibrate, listen to funk music, listen to P-Funk, listen to Wu-Tang. That's what I'm going to do. On the day to day, I'm doing that every single day.
All right, cool.
And I guess that I'm going to be I think my life will change in a better way since Trump is president. This is my opinion. I mean, like price-wise and stuff like that, the economy. That's what I feel.
Okay.
Can I ask you how if the corporations get all the tax cuts and Trump's tariff choices, how will you, and knowing that he really did destroy the economy when he was in office and said
I don't feel that way.
If he gives those tax cuts to the corporations, that's in Project 2025. I
don't think Trump is part of 2025, Project 2025, really, because that's what they said on their debate. I mean, Trump has said that him and J.D. Vance have said they're not part of Project 2025.
Well, Trump actually said he hadn't read it, but he also said he hadn't heard what the comedian said about the Puerto Ricans being island of trash out in the
right. Yeah, it's a lie.
Of course. Of course.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait a minute. To his credit, he's not good at reading briefings and things like that. And Project 2025 is very long. So he didn't even read his wife's book, but I know he's been briefed on it. But he may be telling the truth when he says he didn't write. I'm gonna read it because he doesn't really like to do that.
Another point about why he's racist. His ex-wife, he has this obsession with Hitler. I'll prove it.
Oh God! Wait! Hold on, Eric. Hold on. Hold on. But hold on. The thing is, I have a bunch of callers on the line, so I gotta mute you for a minute. I have to mute both of y'all. All right.
I'm so glad that I got through to talk to you all, and thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
For the things that you said, and I will be looking it up.
All right, cool. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it.
Can I say the last thing about Hitler, and then I will hang up?
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Trump, his ex-wife Marla Maples said that Trump used to keep the speeches of Hitler on his nightstand, and a senator said that Trump gave him a copy of Mein Kampf as a gift, which is that the document that, and he also says that he attributes his intelligence to his German genes, not to his hard work ethic, not to studying, to his German genes. He's indeed a racist. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I just had to get it off my chest because this is 2 days worth of stuff I had to say. Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much. All right, I gotta mute y'all back in if we get a chance, but I just have to mute y'all for now. All right, they both broke out. All right, so we're going to take the next caller. We have 4 more callers on the line. So in order that they requested to speak, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 at a time, so we can definitely make sure that everybody gets a chance. So I know caller with the last number is 9843. Has been waiting for a while, so I'm going to click you in, and I'm going to take caller with the last numbers 76. Let me see. Wait. Okay, I'm going to take caller with the last numbers 5639, and then when they're done, I'm going to take callers with the last numbers 7619 and 0297. I can see how long each person has been waiting, and that's why I'm taking them that way. I just want to be fair. All right, so caller with the last numbers 9843 and caller with the last numbers 5639. Go ahead, let it out. What are y'all gonna be doing, y'all Americans? What you gonna do now, Hammer? What's good?
Hey, Cheryl.
Yo, thanks for coming. I appreciate y'all calling it.
I'm going to continue doing what I do best, and that's praying and hoping that things are gonna get. I know that things are gonna get rough now. But I want to ask you a question. Um, right now, until Trump is actually sworn in, is the Biden administration still in control?
Yes, total control.
Okay, okay. The last two callers that were on, they both had number one, the first caller. She sounds like a good-hearted person. Maybe she's ignorant to certain things,
Yeah.
but definitely anybody with common sense, and I mean, you can see the things that Donald Trump is doing, you know. And the Bible says God does not have us be ignorant, okay? And I'm definitely not an ignorant person. The second caller, she made very good valid points, and everything she said is true. And I don't understand how things went. Well, I don't know. But anyway, I heard something today, and I'm not going to speak on it no more. But I heard something that is very negative on Donald Trump's behalf. But the social media, when they get a hold of things, sometimes they should be quiet, you know, until they have everything under control. So what I'm going to be doing, like I say, every day is continue to pray, and hopefully, you know, the Lord will fix things, if He can. You know, not if He can, He can. Okay, you do anything to fail. But I'm not going to stay on here long. I'm disappointed. My blood pressure is up. I got to get some take some blood pressure medicine now. But that's all I wanted to say. Like I said, the second caller, when she came in, she said, you know, pretty much what I wanted to say. But you asked me what I was going to be doing. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to continue to pray.
Okay, cool.
And at any rate, the second call that's on the line, they can go ahead and speak. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Cheryl. All right, Kim, go ahead.
So I wanted to respond to the first lady saying she believes things are going to be better for her now that he's going to be back in office. And I'm sure she's speaking specifically financially. And maybe she didn't hear when he said he wanted to bring Elon to oversee the efficiency efforts for the country. And Elon's exact words were brace for hardship. But brace for hardship. He said he is going to pass the economy first, bless you.
Bless you too.
And then it will be for a healthier economy years down the road. Those are his exact words. He has to practice first and to brace for hardship, and then it'll be a healthier economy years down the road. The thing about that, for people who don't have anything, that means that crashing of the economy, they won't recover from. So I don't know how she thinks it's going to be better at all. And in response to what to do now, one, we have to continue to live. We have to continue to do the things we do, but smarter, wiser, with a little more caution. We have to teach our babies, and when we say our babies, I mean all of our babies, and apparently adults too. We have to teach each other the basics of survival. Because if we put this psychopath over health, which they're comfortable with, that means we have to learn to go back to the basics and some holistic and natural methods, which, thank you, I already do. I know you do as well, son, and many other people. But that's something we have to get back to the roots of. We have to get back to teaching our children. We have to get back to some of the things we grew up on from 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and prior to that. And we just have to be a little more cautious in how we move, be more aware of our surroundings as we move. And we have to prepare. That's just it. There's no way around it. And we have to prepare for this like we're preparing for war, like we're preparing for a dystopian world. We have to prepare like we prepare for winter and outages and all the things. We just have to prepare because we don't know. This is the uncharted territory. Just like when we had this pandemic, it was uncharted territory. We weren't prepared for, we didn't know anything about. And this, what's about to come, is uncharted, and we don't know anything about, because this time around, he's coming back for revenge. And he's coming back with a different attitude. They couldn't handle him when he was in there in 2016. He was not a puppet. He proved to us that we've been lied to, because everything people said he couldn't do, he did, and he didn't get in trouble for it. And now that he's aware of it, he's coming back even more vengeful. Because he can get away with the stuff he's gotten away with, and he doesn't have any air quote handlers this time. He's designed the team around him that will let him run amok. So because of that, we have to visit this like we've never visited anything before in our lives. And that's a sad thing to say, and it's very scary, but we have to. That's it.
That is true.
Well, the thing is, you know, my late great father used to always say, everybody deserves a second chance. And I used to always say to him, what if they try to kill you first? Should you give them another chance? You know what I mean? Now, maybe I need to pray more, go to church, you know what I mean, or something. But because my forgiveness factor is reserved for only people that I love, care about, and know. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I'm like, everything doesn't deserve forgiveness. When and really, I don't believe that a lot of people owe us anything personally and or individually, but most of us have been taught right and wrong by our parents, our grandparents, our teachers, our coaches, you know, neighbors, influential friends of family, you know, whatever, extended family members, things like that. Yeah. Well, you know, I don't like to say the world because the world is on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? But normally what you get from home is normally what's acceptable at home and what we will accept from home out there in the world, as far as your representation is concerned. And I think that we're getting, I think with the political, with the mega shit, we're just getting too far away from what should be acceptable or not. You know, like there's just too much. So I'm, you know, even though I wanted Kamala to win, I'm glad it's the fuck over. Like, I don't know if y'all were here in the beginning of the show, but I said, this is the last political show I'm doing for a long time. I'm so sick of this shit. You know what I mean? I'm sick of it. It's consuming too much of, I have hobbies. This shit I like to do. You know what I'm saying? I like to talk. You know, if I've been doing this show, live every day for 10 years since October 1st, 2014. So if you go back in my catalog, you see show after show after show, video after video after video. I cover a lot of shit, personal stuff, you know, business stuff, family stuff. And I want to get back to that. I'm tired of these people who don't give a shit about us. See, this whole thing is about money. You know, I'm talking about Trump. For what it's worth, Trump brings people in. He's where the money is. The networks know it. So no matter what they tell you or how they tell you, we want him gone. No, they don't. Because he is a check. He's a check. And he's not just a check on in the corporate media, he's also a check on YouTube. So he's paying the bills for a lot of people. You know what I mean? The same, you know, just like any hot topic. And why do you think that he makes himself a hot topic day after day after day? But I don't want to, you know, like look, I love vanilla ice cream, particularly Haagen-Dazs and Breyers. But I don't want to eat that shit every day. And I definitely don't want to eat it every day, all day. And that's the problem I have with Donald J. Trump. I gotta see this motherfucker every day, all day. And I know I got other shit I want to watch. So listen, I want to bring these other callers because believe me, at 4 o'clock, I'm up out of here. So I want to thank y'all for calling in. Appreciate it as usual. So this is what to do on.
Same here.
All right.
Okay. All right. Have a blessed evening.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
Okay. All right. All right. Bye-bye.
Peace. All right. So I'm going to bring in the callers with the last numbers 7619 and 0297. Caller with the last numbers 7619. Your line is open. And caller with the last numbers 0297. Your line is open. What's good? What's on your mind tonight?
Hello. Hello.
What's up?
Yeah. I just wanted to say, like, not gonna talk for too long, but I think people just need to fucking move on. You know what I mean? There's really no way else around it. I keep seeing all these posts on Instagram and Twitter of people freaking out saying that all Republicans and conservatives should kill themselves. They should do all this crazy shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? It's like, it's already over. It's over. There's no going back now. You don't got to go harass people for it. Conservative or Democrat, Republican or Democrat, it don't matter. People need to move the fuck on. And, you know, I voted Trump. I'll admit that because I don't really care. I want a future where my kid is going to be able to go to school and not get sexualized by all these fucking trans people and this LGBTQ shit. I hate that. I don't want my kid to have feelings of cutting off their fucking genitals because people are persuading them into doing it. It's fucking stupid.
Wait a minute. Where y'all getting that? Hold on. I'm just wondering, where do you get that from? What? I've never heard of this. I've had children who went to school.
Kamala endorsed transitioning surgeries for minors.
Did you know? Okay, so if their parents are okay with that, how can like what is? Okay, look at Dwayne Wade and his son, daughter, and his daughter was done. Huh? Yeah. Hey, listen. Wait, hold on. Let me tell you something. The last thing I'm going to do is stand on this platform and defend the LGBTQ in any kind of way. I don't get down like that. However, the law is the law, and what's right is right. And sometimes there's too much misinformation. Like when Trump was saying that she sanctioned transgender operations for inmates when that was actually his policy that he actually amended. Like I have a problem with that. So, you know, you're going to put it on somebody else when you know damn well that was your policy. But nobody's going to go and look.
I still do not believe that Kamala would have been good for my children. I still think that sexualization of children would happen in schools all across America if Kamala was in office. Okay. It definitely would.
All right.
She's all for this LGBTQ trans shit. It's because she wants those people to follow her.
Okay.
She's all for that.
Well, they do give her campaign, Biden's campaign, and Obama's campaign a lot of money. The same way that
they definitely do.
But it's the same way that certain white supremacist groups give Trump a lot of money. So I'm like, you gotta have to pick your poison.
Whenever kids get involved in shit like that, it's through anything that involves kids being sexualized in any kind of way. I'm not for that. That's the only reason I voted Trump.
Well, I agree with that. But how can that be hold on? But how can that be the only reason that you voted for Trump? See, the problem I have with this whole only reason I voted for Trump thing is how can you ignore everything else that he did just so you can get one thing? Like I don't understand that. That would be like
I care more about how my kids are going to grow up.
Well, to me,
I don't care about how I'm gonna live the next 4 fucking years. I care that my kids are not gonna have to go through bullshit.
but only if your child is gay or wants to have a transgender operation would it happen. No, it's not like,
well, people aren't born that way. People are persuaded by other people, and that shit mainly happens in schools. That mainly happens in schools, on the internet, all that shit.
Well, I don't know. It depends on what you consider gay to be. I believe that homosexuality is, that starts on the inside. It has everything to do with who you are attracted to. It doesn't necessarily have as much to do with what you do. You can, the same way you can be a straight person and be abstinent or celibate. You can be a gay person and be abstinent or celibate also, but you're still gay because of what you're attracted to and who you're attracted to, which would be the same sex. So
well, yeah, but it's different when it comes to trans shit. That's the shit that really pisses me off. Kids being trans and emphasize the word kids. That's what I keep seeing. I keep seeing everywhere. It's like, oh, Trump's in office now. We gotta protect our trans kids or kids that are trying to get transitioning surgery. It's like, what, kids? Why the fuck do kids have to be involved? It's stupid.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with you on that. I don't. I do think that,
like, if it's an adult, I don't care. An adult can do that, but a kid, no.
Right? They shouldn't have the right to make that decision. Or it shouldn't be fostered to them. I do agree with that. However, I don't agree that that's a policy where any straight children would ever have to worry about that. Now, there's certain things that I don't think that should be taught in school. Now, when I was in school, and I don't know how old you are, but I'm 54 years old. We learned about sexual health in school, and I think and it was necessary because teenage pregnancy was out of control in the 70s and 80s. It's way lower than it is now. So it's almost like they traded over sexuality and teenage pregnancy for all of this gay shit and transgender. I don't know how I know how it happened, but then again, I don't know how it happened. You understand what I mean? I don't fully understand the acceptance of it. I understand how certain people are cool with this. Like even with Dwayne Wade, I was like, I'm sorry, my son daughter would be pissed off with me because I'm like, no, we ain't doing that. When you maybe after you graduate high school, if you still have these feelings and that's what you want to do, that's cool. But until then, you're going to have to play out your homosexuality in a regular, regular way. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Not get their fucking genitals cut off, yeah.
But I know this. I can't get with the only reason I voted for Donald Trump was this thing. That would be like saying, well, I want this trout. I want this trout or whatever kind of river fish or whatever, but I'm going to sacrifice getting my legs and the other arm bit off by this alligator because I was trying to get this fish. I'm like, nah, not exactly. Not exactly.
I mean, it really in the moment. That's the only thing that comes to my mind whenever I was voting. Whenever I really thought about voting for Trump, but it's really also about feeding my family, feeding the people I care about, being able to afford things. Because I get people who make lower income, who are on the lower scale. It's going to be a struggle for them still, but it also has been the past 4 years. Nothing's been easy. I don't think it's going to get any worse at this point. I don't think it can get worse.
I don't think it's going to get easier fast. Yeah, he makes some.
Oh yeah, definitely not fast.
He makes some big promises. It's not easy to deliver what he says he's going to deliver. But what Kamala was saying she was going to deliver, it wasn't going to be easy for her to do it either. So both of them have to. They sort of have to plan it out. But from him being president before, I know what kind of promises he makes versus what kind of promises he keeps. And it just surprises me that people are satisfied with the ones that he kept, with the promises that he kept, because he didn't really keep them. But hey, it is what it is. And maybe they say that your second term is the validation of your first term. So it's possible that it's going to happen. Now, if this conversation that we're having was made on Monday, I would be arguing with you back and forth. But the motherfucker won. So I'm like, all right, but fuck it then. It's not too much to say. Now we just got to sit back and watch. You know, I just hope he don't.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm going with it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of just sitting back watching what's going to happen, but I still have faith. And, you know, I respect everybody for who they voted for. I don't care if they voted Democrat. I'm not going to ruin my relationships, ruin my friendships over who somebody voted. But I'm going to keep my beliefs. And that's why I think people need to move on.
Well, I agree. And we have to move on. Now, are we going to move on and still get moved on? Because I just don't trust the dude. I just don't. He's reckless and he's lawless. And now he has no constraints. I'm like, you know what happens to a child that knows he's not nothing is going to happen to him or her when they act out? Oh man.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. What you got for me, info 411?
Hey, this is Ed from Detroit, YouTube channel info spot 411.
That's right.
Gosh, there's so much to comment. I'll just comment on a couple things here. Yes, I voted for Trump, and I'm happy about it. I'm gonna just shift a little bit immigration.
Okay.
Okay, here's some issues I've had the problem with immigration under the Biden-Harris administration. The catch and release was removed due to an executive order from Biden. The remain in Mexico was removed thanks to Biden. And now, and J.D. Vance was true when he said his debate with Walz that someone who comes in illegally into our country, all they got to do is flip onto an app and say that they feel threatened, whether, let's say we're talking Guatemala, Colombia, wherever, and it's like easy to just declare asylum, which you used to have to be able to come in through a legal port of entry. And now I will criticize Trump on the debate when he mentioned Springfield, where he missed the point. And to me, the problem I have is when you have thousands of Americans homeless on streets, for example, with Chicago and New York City, which are sanctuary cities, why undocumented or illegal immigrants, however you want to term it, were given shelter and given food on the taxpayers' dimes, where homeless Americans are sweeping up bus stops and on the streets. You know, I have an issue with that. I support more immigration in this country legally.
90 seconds.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. One point to piggyback on what you were just talking with the transgender and the LGBTQ was like, here's a problem I had with the Democrats. For example, when DeSantis, the governor of Florida, he got that bill passed. Kindergarten through third grade, the LGBTQ and transgender stuff is not to be taught in schools during that grade. Found it inappropriate and not, this should not be part of the curriculum. If I'm saying the word correctly, I'm probably mispronounce it, for kids this age in public schools. So what did the majority of Democrats do come out and did? Oh, look, don't say gay bill. Don't say gay bill. I never had me personally as a conservative, I didn't have a problem with Obama legalizing gay marriage. If that's what you want to do, go ahead. There's enough problems with heterosexual marriage. But what I do have a problem is with this LGBTQ transgender nonsense and trying to change fact, where show me one male who quote unquote becomes a female and I got to dress him or her as a female that's gonna menstruate or have the ability to get pregnant. Just some of the stuff I'm Caucasian, I'm white. If I go to a tanning booth and I darken my skin, I can't come out and tell people, I'm a Pacific Islander. I identify as this now. This is just some of the lunacy that I have a problem with, but I don't have a problem with the gay community in general. Hey, Well, I'll tell you right. I don't necessarily agree, and I want with one issue voters, but they do have a right. We have lots of people that will vote Democrat or Republican just simply based on pro-life, pro-choice. We have a lot of people that vote, for example, Republican just because they're for gun rights and nothing else matters. But hey, that's America. You know, some people could say, hey, forget the rest. But my biggest issue is I'm for gun rights, I vote Republican, period, end of story. Or I'm pro-choice, I vote Democrat, even though I might be a bad candidate. It goes on. My biggest factor was the economy and the inflation, and then the immigration was the second factor. And then, so I'll be questioning, which I have, is like, okay, well, what is it that Biden-Harris did that affected this inflation and caused things so bad? Granted, there was COVID, but the Democrat Party, who controlled Congress the first 2 years, 2021 and 2022, they gave money and spent money like drunken sailors, running up the deficit. As a matter of fact, in 2022, the National Reduction Inflation Act, if I'm saying it correctly, the National Inflation Reductionary Act, the national debt was around 30 trillion, and then now we're at just about, I believe, 36 trillion in debt.
Right.
And what I will see with Trump, some things that will have some good effect is the global warming agenda, where he'll have more drilling and stop some EV mandates. That does affect us. For example, Debbie Stabenow, a Democrat out of Michigan, was a couple of years ago, she's the one retiring at this election for the senator my state was running. She went to Washington and said, well, I could care less what gasoline cost is. I got a Tesla. Well, hold up, lady. You got to have some concern about what fossil fuel cost is, because it affects products, goods, the cost of groceries. Everything gets shipped from once in a while. What would have been more sensible to me is, and I think there's some middle ground here, let's reduce the dependency on fossil fuel, but let's not get to the point where we're putting all our eggs in one basket
Right.
with EV mandates and attacking the fossil fuel industry. I don't have all the problems. These are just, some reasons I voted for Trump, and I'm mostly conservative now. I used to be mostly a third-party libertarian.
You know what? Before I let you go, I have two questions.
Sure.
I have two questions.
Yeah.
The first one is, all right, with Trump's association, I know that he's associated with Elon Musk because Elon gave him so much money. But Trump likes gas. He wants gas powered cars, and Elon Musk is all electricity cars. So, like, how does that work? How does that relationship work? And then on top of that, I just wanted you to, put me on to now, because the title of the show is, what are you Americans going to do now? I just want to know, is politics what you do regularly, or are there some other things in your world that you do when you're not speaking about politics?
Great questions deserve great answers, and I'm going to give you a couple of great answers. Okay, why Elon Musk came out and he really rallied for Trump in Pennsylvania, and I mean, we're talking, let's say, within the last month, where, the Department of Justice under Biden and Harris, anyone who's hearing me in this, you can Google it, it's come after Elon Musk because he didn't hire undocumented immigrants into SpaceX. And that was one of the big reasons he sees more of the scene with Harris taking another 4 years of office. That's one of the major reasons that he sided with Trump and supporting him. Your second question, yes, I enjoy talking about politics. I enjoy talking about social issues, but I've been just lately doing it more because, hey, to me, I enjoy the election coming up and the election fever I get. This is once every 4 years. But no, I love bowling and the football. I'm into enjoying when I'm not working, time with my family, time with my friends. I never take anything personal. Me and you can disagree for 2 hours on politics. As long as it's not a personal attack on me, you go ahead after Trump and criticize Republicans. I don't take it personal because we're Americans, and I feel we should have, the right to have a different viewpoint and differences and still get along and be friends at the end of the day.
Right.
It might upset some people that say, hey, I don't agree with you when it comes to race and Trump on everything, or this social issue, that social issue. I'll still hear you out, and I'll still view you as a good person and a friend. Yeah, I hope we can, all come together. But that to me is kind of naive. What I'm looking for is, let's say 6 months or a year from now, is some stuff that comes from Trump to say, you know what, I didn't vote for this guy. There's some things I really hate about him, but I gotta say, this is something that he did, and it's helping me. For a small example, now he's promised no tax on overtime. If he can deliver, and with the Republicans get the Senate, maybe the House, if he can deliver no tax on overtime or a big tax break on overtime, that's going to benefit a lot of middle class, low income people. And that's the type of thing that I'm looking for. Is, I work in the city of Detroit. I mean, I'm a political minority. I live just outside Detroit, Michigan. So those are things I'm looking for, just as one small example. Some of the policies and some things that he'll do that help benefit people, whether you didn't vote for him or you're a big mega supporter. That's what I'll be looking for. But like you say, we'll wait. We'll see what's to come.
You're a good dude, Ed. I enjoy when you call it. You're a good dude. That's why I don't have a problem keeping this silly bet that you railroaded me into. You know what I mean? That you hypnotized me into keeping. But it's cool, man. So I
just want to know how I. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I didn't interrupt.
No. Go ahead.
I'm sure you're a little bit curious. I just made a fun bet. But you want to know why I was that sure? And some of the people listening now, this bet was made, about 3 or 4 days ago before the election. A lot of people said, oh, Trump's going to win, Trump's going to win. But it takes a lot to make a bet. Say, hey, I'll put up $25 of my own money. And if you'd be willing to just wear a mega hat for one show, Ryan made that bet, and I was pretty confident he was going to win this. Well, some information that I was learning about, and I'm talking not this poll stuff. One was in Pennsylvania. You may know of this or heard of it. The Amish came out in droves to vote because they were affected where a lot of the organic farming got shut down under regulations from the federal government when Biden and Harris were in office. And there was some Amish people in the community putting signs out in Dutch. Now, not all Amish vote, but these are voters that didn't vote last.
Yeah, I never heard of them. I never heard the Amish voting. Hey, that's some shit.
Right. Well, they came out close to 20,000 strong. So you look at Pennsylvania, as you live there, Philadelphia's the big stronghold of the Democrat votes that come in. You get a good chunk from Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. And when I was looking at the number of votes coming in, and also too, I was, I forget the website's name that does the betting odds and also gives information out, is he kept holding on to a narrow lead in Pennsylvania. A narrow lead given to Trump means he's got a good 2 or 3 point lead, because he was down in Michigan and Wisconsin. Yeah. Not by much. So I knew that would be a 50-50 flip, but he held on to a narrow lead with Georgia and North Carolina. And how the Electoral College worked, I was like, oh boy, I think he's going to pull this out. I'm pretty positive. And I said, I also looked at, as I mentioned, with Fulton County and Atlanta, like Detroit, there was a big voter turnout. But the thing was, it's being talked about in the news now, is I was getting informed, Harris was not getting the percentage of votes that Biden was going to be getting.
Yeah.
And I do believe this.
That's a fact.
Hate Trump all you want, but here's one thing I think that got a lot of independents and some people that voted for Biden last time that may be mostly Democrats that turned to Trump. You pushed, meaning you as in Harris, okay, you pushed change as one of the things on your campaign. But the problem was you were the VP along with Biden. So, okay, the argument gets said, well, you're not the president, you oversee Congress, all right, but when you were asked in the Fox interview and a few other things, what would you do differently that Biden did? What do you plan to do differently that Biden hasn't done? And she was caught in a catch-22. So a lot of people view this, well, I'm kind of getting 4 more years of Biden, where I think if the Democrats came out with, let's say, Chuck Schumer or Walz, or Michelle Obama would have really stole the show, but I don't think she wants to be involved in it.
Oh, hell no.
If you put forth 2 good Democrats, like Newsom, Walz or Chuck Schumer, some of the more well-known ones, the governor of Pennsylvania, I think you could be looking at something much, much different. And then 2, Biden should have dropped out, I would say, back in January.
Yeah, she didn't have enough
or
time.
December. I mean, look, I don't know everything, but just looking at it, I just say this is the mistake that happened.
Yeah.
And why you're looking at a pretty good blowout in Trump. I do have criticisms. The golden question to ask, I'll give this to you if someone talks politics with you. Always ask, what is it that something or you don't like about Trump? Okay, you brought up January 6th. Okay, some things that weren't mentioned, there was some undercover FBI agents that encouraged some of these groups to go in. I'm not going to put all the shit that blame away from them. But what I am going to criticize Trump is, it was called Stop the Steal Rally. That's what you called it. And whether you said peacefully or not peacefully, you still told them to march on the Capitol. Now I'm not going to put all the blame on you, but you do have to take some accountability. And I am a conservative. I did vote for Trump, but I got to take off the red glasses for a second, and say, hey, I'm not happy about this. Now, am I at the point of a fascist supporter like Harris said? No, I knew Holocaust survivors in the 90s. I had a couple of friends of mine, but when I hear the term fascist, I also consider what Hitler did, rounding people up and trying to exterminate a race.
Yeah.
Now, is it disturbing what happened on January 6th? Yes, it is. And I'll still say that if I met Trump in person and, was able to have a talk, or J.D. Vance, I would say, hey, you do have to take some accountability for what happened. They came from your rally, you tell them to go down there. But any other questions?
No, I gotta actually, I'm gonna keep my promise and take the next 2 callers, and then I'm gonna get on up out of here. But yeah, man, thanks for calling in. As soon as I get the hat, you'll see.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's been good fun.
I know. It's gonna hurt. But yeah, everybody we'll have a good time that night.
Okay. All right. Hey, thanks for taking my call.
No doubt, man. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah. Bye.
Be safe. All right. We're going to take these last 2 callers, and then we're going to get on up out of here. But I wanted to make sure that everybody got a chance to say something. First of all, I want to thank everybody in the chat in advance, because it's after 4:00 in the morning. I know a lot of people either have to go to work or they got to go to bed. So I want to thank everybody for coming in through the chat, whether you agree with me, like me, whatever. Please hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. We're talking about, what are you Americans going to do now that the election is over? Is it back to life as usual? We're going to take these last 2 callers, do the birthday shout outs, and get on up out of here. All right, so callers with the last number 4816. I'm going to open your line, and caller with the last number is 8043. I want to thank both of you for holding on so long. Thank you for holding on. Thank you for calling to the show. Let me know what's on your mind. What's going on?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Hi. So I've been on since you started.
Okay.
And I heard you saying about having been consumed with this election.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to me.
Okay.
And I have to sit back and wonder how in the hell did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why I can say that it happened was because with Kamala's messaging, it gave me hope to look for things to change and that people would start being civil enough to try to get along with each other.
Yeah.
And I fear that with Trump in office, that people will just be pulled further apart. And I just want to know, the caller that just went off, he said he don't talk politics, and neither do I. Only when it's tough times like these, every 4 years, and if it's a black woman or man running for president, Obama. That's it. I never voted for anybody, and I'm going on 65 years old. But I don't take anything personal because I don't know that much about politics. I don't study in it. I don't keep up with none of that. None of that. But some people really take it personal, like the MAGA people. You say something wrong about their leader, and they get messed up.
Yo, you ain't never lied. It's crazy.
Like you're attacking them personally. You're not attacking them. We're talking about somebody they probably never ever met before. And okay, so I'm gonna go on about what disturbed me about it. It wasn't that one of the chat people was talking about the L. I guess that's loser. Is that what that's supposed to mean?
Yeah.
Lost or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. But you only can win, get in and win if you lie and you buy and you cheat and all those things that are not maintaining no integrity, especially for this office president. You can win like that, and I believe that's how it happened. I believe that with Elon Musk and I learned last night about the American press, and then somebody gonna put it in my ear that they got paid. How do you know if it happened like that or not? Money talks nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You can buy the presidency, is what I'm thinking, and I'm hoping and praying that that's not what happened.
Right. Well, a lot of people say that the president isn't elected; they are selected. Whether it's true or whether it's not, I'm going to say this: there has to be something to the vote because they kept black people and women out of it for so long. There has to be something to it. You know what I mean? If it was all just hand picking, then they would just be letting anybody vote. Like you take a vote, you take a vote. It would be like the WWE wrestling. You understand what I'm saying? So there has to be something to the vote.
I never understood all this, how they do it, how they count the votes and everything. Now, I can say that I work where I know about the mail-in vote. Okay, I just say I know about the mail-in ballot. Okay, and that process doesn't work. Okay, because there's still ballots that need to be counted, and how the electoral college gets to do what they do, how they do it's mind-boggling to me. I mean, why do I go and put my ballot in if electoral college is the only ones that get to say so in this election? I don't know. Maybe I'm the dumb one. I just don't understand. Can you give me some kind of, besides what you just said? I heard you, but besides that, selected, elected, voted for.
Right.
How does that work?
Well, now most of the votes are tallied up electronically. They have like machines that do it, but they also have people who manually do it. Now, I'll tell you this. In the 2020 election, I worked at the Pennsylvania Convention Center in Philly because I'm from Philly. And I watched them. I physically watched them count the votes. So it gave me a different perspective of how this thing goes because it was never done like that before. And this was during COVID and everything. So I know that there's a certain amount of integrity as far as the voting, the counting the votes were concerned, because we weren't just counting votes from Pennsylvania. We were counting votes from other states and things like that. So it was a big responsibility, and batches and bags of votes were coming in. I mean, ballots were coming in for a long time after the election was done. So I understand on one hand for those who didn't see this done, but I worked inside of the convention center. And I was a manager, so I was able to have access. I was able to walk around. I was able to see. So I can understand how MAGA supporters may have thought that, you know, things weren't being done correctly and all of that because they didn't get a chance to see. Not everybody was allowed inside, but I was. So I could see. I had, you know, bird's eye proof that things were being done right. And being taken very, very seriously. It was a big responsibility. But as far as you know, how they get to the final number of votes and everything and how fast they get to it, it's still a little confusing. But one thing I'm sure of is that votes do count. So for all of the conspiracy theorists that say your vote doesn't count, or for people who don't really like to look into things, or they only like to look into things on a negative side, no, your votes count. If they didn't count, then they would let everybody do it. As simple as that. If they didn't count.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me say this. Right, like maybe November 4th, I see and hear Trump saying, the only how he can lose is if they cheat. They're gonna cheat, making sure nobody cheats. Well, when he won, he didn't say nothing about cheating. One thing he said, we have to make sure they don't cheat. He was projecting that shit over on somebody else. But as soon as he won, nobody said he cheated. Nobody questioned his validity. Nobody said whether or not that was a way of making sure that he won. There's no way that he could have cheated. And he
you're right about that.
With all these twisted facts and all these lies and all this gross and vile language. He's not an upstanding man, and who wouldn't put it past him to cheat?
Hey, I can't argue with nothing you said. I agree with all of it, 100%. But he's a big manipulator.
Here's the last thing.
All right.
I was strolling on the YouTube, and I seen a mayor. I don't know if it was from Wisconsin or not. He went into one of those election places, and he noticed that one of the machines still was broke. He had a confrontation with the woman in there, and she was like, "You got the wrong information." Like, "Go get your lawyer. We'll get our lawyers." He said, "This is not supposed to be. This machine seal is not supposed to be broken. What did you do with the ballot? Take a picture of that shit. What happened with that? Why ain't nobody investigating that stuff?"
Yeah, well, listen. I think that's some voter fraud and all of that. I think that exists on both sides. There have been both sides have been charged with it or accused of it, or have been witnessed doing it. It just has it, like in the 2020 election, it just wasn't enough to be able to swing the election Trump's way, and he just blew it up. And all his supporters are so loyal that they believe anything that he says, and I mean anything. And I mean any fucking thing. What I don't understand about Trump is that he's a 78-year-old grown man who claims to know everything about everything. why does everybody else have to be his mouthpiece? That's what I don't understand. I've never heard anybody come on this platform. As long as I've been doing this show, and I do it every day, I've never heard anybody come in the comments and say Biden this, Biden that. I've never heard anybody speak up for Biden. And Biden has some challenges with his speech and and things like that. But I've never heard anybody say, no, what Biden meant was this and what Biden meant was that. But Trump will tell you exactly what he means and speak clearly. And everybody tries to interpret it. So it's like interpreting the Bible. Like, instead of just reading exactly what it says, everybody wants to put it their own way and make their own interpretation. All right, if that's what you choose to do, that's what you choose to do. But like I said, this show was called what are you Americans going to do now? So before we get on up out of here, what are some of the things that you're going to do now that this election is over? You don't have to worry about no more, or maybe you are doing nothing except for worried about it because you don't like Trump. But what are you going to do?
I can't say that I don't like Trump because I don't know him personally, but I don't like his what I don't even know if it's called policies. You want to press Harris for her policies. What are his policies? He's going to do a major deportation and everybody claps and says, yeah. One thing about being an American, I'm just going to continue to be who I am and I have to keep my eyes open now and see the effects of what this is supposed to be. Because I'm like I said, I'm not in no way, like I'm not pinpointing any issue like the gay, transgender. It doesn't apply to me. And I'm not being a selfish person. If I thought about a man beating a woman in some sports things, maybe, but is it a lot of that going on, or are you talking about two incidents that you can bring up and say this? Because they're making laws to verify their community. I don't know. You understand?
Yeah.
And I don't think most Americans know enough to get upset about how that's going. You're not getting rid of gay people. You're not getting rid of black people. You're not getting rid of transgender people, period. We're not getting rid of each other. We're going to live here peaceably, prayerfully in America.
Well, something like that.
Oh, yeah. And I like the show. And thank you for doing it. It's my second time watching and my first time calling. So thank you for what you're doing.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, especially early in the morning or late at night. Depending on where you are. But yeah, thanks for calling. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for supporting the channel. And please continue to do
90 seconds.
We'll be here. We're here every night. So check us out.
Oh, every night.
Yeah.
Okay. So, every night. Okay. Thank you.
All right. So hey, have a good night. Be safe. All right. So wait a minute.
60 seconds.
Hold on. Now, caller with the last numbers 8043. You never spoke. I opened your line, but you never spoke. What's up? Did you?
Oh, I'm gonna let her finish speaking. I'm a young man. I just voted for my first time. I'm from the South.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from the deep South.
Okay.
I'm a libertarian. I love guns. I've been shooting since I was 13 years old. I'm 12 years old, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I love freedom. I love liberty. And I voted for Kamala Harris. And a lot of people seem to question why. And, a lot of people get mixed up in politics. And my perspective on it is that I didn't vote for Kamala Harris because I like her policies. I just voted for her because Trump is dangerous. He is anti-American with January 6th. he blatantly tried to coup d'etat our nation. So in the position that we're in now, I think that as Americans, we can't really go back to an era where we are united. And obviously the context of this, discussion is like, how as Americans are we going to move forward? And I don't think we're gonna return to the status quo, what it was before. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. They still hold out hope for the way that things were. They see a future where they can, it'll be like the era from 2016 to 2020. And, it might not be great, but, people will survive through. But I think that's kind of naive with Project 2025. It's explicitly stated that, he's going to be a shredded state. He's going to put in the people that he backs. And, he says he disavows it, but, his cronies, his brothers, they put that stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
They created it. We're in a position where, I voted for someone who I don't like her policies. I don't support most of her policies. I'm a libertarian. I love guns. I love freedom. But someone who challenges those things but still cares about America, still cares about those things slightly, is better than someone who wants to get rid of them, abolish them. Someone who calls, despite being friends with Epstein for 30 years, good friends with Epstein for 30 years, he calls trans people pedophiles, despite the fact that they're just trying to live their lives. I think that we are entering an era where, people like me, for loving the Republic, for loving our democracy and the freedoms that it has been granted, he has called me the enemy within. And if loving my country and my brothers in that country makes me the enemy within, then so be it. But I will still continue to be vocal about my dislike for his presidency as it comes up. I'm still going to be very open about my beliefs, and whatever befalls that, if harm befalls me, then so be it. But this can't stand. So I'm definitely going to become more active, organize with people, protest. And if violence is used against me for using my liberties as an American and as a member of the human race, then so be it. I'll defend myself. But this can't stand, and we can't allow traitors to destroy everything that we as the race of humanity has spent so long to build. And we as the American people have spent so long to build. So I'll go out there, I'll protest, I'll get more political than I was before. I'm an artist. I love art. I love media, and that's my main passion. But I right now I don't see a future in that where I can exist peacefully, without this derision. So I'm going to go out there. I urge people who don't like Trump, who don't like where this nation will go and the end of the democracy, the end of the republic. I urge them to also go out there, organize with people. American democracy, this is not over. Because Trump has won, it's not over. Go out there, organize. He might have won the battle, but he hasn't won the war.
Right.
America will thrive, and just because we lost this election does not mean America will lose.
Well, I agree with you, and I'm glad that you're taking that stance because one thing that Kamala said in her concession speech that I definitely agreed with was she said, "I'm conceding this election, but I'm not conceding the reasons that I ran for president in the first place." We place a lot of value on who won and who lost and all of that, and sometimes Maybe it's because of sports media, whatever. We like to sort of mush it in people's faces and, you know what I mean, sort of spike the ball and dance on a star or something like that.
We made the election into a game. Yeah, we bet on it like a game.
You know, but one thing we have to understand is that we didn't exactly win. A person won in this case, and you're going to see that there's going to be a lot of fallout because this is not somebody who we don't know. This is not that we're not dealing with a stranger at all. We're dealing with somebody who we can kind of, even though he acts in a very unpredictable manner on some things, you can guarantee that he will know in no way guarantee a smooth ride. You are not going to get from point A to point Z in a straight line. With him, you're going to have a lot. You're going to go through tunnels. You're going to, you know, there's going to be crazy weather. You're going to feel like you're driving off a cliff sometimes. He's known to get in his own way. So I don't, you know, one of the things that doesn't really concern me about this next 4 years, the man is 78 years old. Y'all looking at Biden was 78 when he started. When he got elected, and you see, you know, I mean, they have certain things. Let's just put it this way: his girdle is still working pretty well right now, but we'll see how well it works in 2025, 2026, 2027. You know, this may be handled. He might get knocked out without a punch. Let's just put it that way. Listen, man,
my main concern.
Okay,
that he might. I don't think he'll pull through. He's not intelligent. He's old. You know, he's a rich kid who's never suffered for anything. So while he can't, he won't be able to destroy the spirit of the American people. He might be able to take America down with him because he won't succeed. He's incompetent. He's stupid. The people around him are incompetent. They're stupid. But stupid people don't know how to rule. And stupid people can easily destroy things created by intelligent people. And that's my main concern. So while I do think in the long run he might lose, I'm afraid that he'll take stability, national security, the existence of America, maybe not as a whole, but as we know it, with him. And that's my main fear.
Well, I think that's his aim. But listen, man, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go to work tomorrow. I appreciate you calling in.
Yes, thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. It really has. Normally, this show was really only supposed to be an hour, but we've been doing 2 hours, and now we almost at 3. So we really got to get out of here. But thanks for calling in. And listen, you know, from me to you, because you're a young man, stay in the fight, man. Stay in the fight and learn everything. Yeah. Learn everything about what you're in the fight for. Always investigate your movement and investigate yourself within the movement.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, man. Take care. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. Good stuff, man. Let's do these birthday shout outs and let's get out of here, man. I'm not even feeling well. I can't believe I did this shit. All right. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious November 6th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number 1 out the box. Shima Barfield, Kitty Harris, Monica Sims, Tamara Bunn Roberts, Nene Stroman, Doris McMillan, Carrie Ann Walker, Cynthia Olaido, Kachina Wright, Nikki Giovanni, not the Nikki Giovanni that you know, the Nikki Giovanni that we know, and also Vanessa Christmas Freeman, my brother Ramasus Moore, James Blizzard, Thomas Russell, my girl K Ray, and last but not least, from the West Coast, Stephanie Ross. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all, and I hope that today finds you all a good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious November 6th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out. Rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, hey, yo. The election is over. We can go back to loving our children, loving our spouses, being down with our girlfriends and boyfriends. We can go back to, we can swing on the swings. We can take walks in the park. We can eat a hot dog from a stand. We can go shopping, to the movies. We can get this political shit out of our minds, at least for a minute. And I think we need a break. And that's whether you feel like you won yesterday or you lost yesterday. You need a break. You know what I mean? You got to let yourself air out. We have been the mouthpieces for people that we don't know personally for months now, maybe years for some of us. And it's time to let them do the speaking for themselves. You have other things to tend to. I'm not telling you what to do. You can do whatever you want to do. If you want to still stay on the fight, if you still want to campaign, if that's the thing, if that's your thing, do the damn thing. But I'm gonna tell you this. This gonna be the last time. This gonna be the last time. Hold on, I'm gonna make a song out of this shit. I'm gonna tell, because I promise. This gonna be the last time in a while. We gonna go back to our original style. Tired of this politics and shit, and that's my word. I'm gonna do some shit, and yo, I'm still living. I wanna thank y'all for coming by. I appreciate each and every one of y'all coming by. Love is love, and I'ma give out some. This is me, my name is Son, and So I'm going to, now this election is over, I'm going to get better at my drums. All of them. I'm going to get better at all of them. I'm going to practice my shit. And get better at it. And I suggest y'all do the same thing. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night, 2 a.m. So make sure you come on through, and we're going to be talking about some fly shit. As a matter of fact, I already know. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what we're talking about tonight. I mean, tomorrow night, which is technically, yeah. Tomorrow night, we are going to be talking about, check it out, because tomorrow is Let's Get Real About Relationships Thursday. We are going to be talking about she learned sports for him. She started liking sports for him. He started opening up to her. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. She started, matter of fact, let me get the title right. Because it's something like that. Hold on, son. Hold on, just chill. Okay. She started watching sports for him. Yeah, that makes more sense. She started watching sports for him. He started opening up more to her. That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow night. So make sure y'all come on through. I appreciate it if you do. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. One love to all of y'all. Thanks for coming on by. I can take off my uniform. That's right. I can disrobe. In fact, take my mic off. Take off everything. Loosen up. take your uniform off for y'all. A lot of y'all didn't even know y'all were wearing a uniform. If you don't believe me, this was you at the time that we got dressed. Hold on, son. Hold on. I got you. This was you. Look at that. Look at them cow bones dripping on you. Looking good. All right. Take a screenshot if you didn't, take a screenshot. Take a screenshot. I ain't got all day. All right. And we are out of here like last year. Peace, y'all. Have a good night. 1.